Friends, if only we know some history, we can expose a lot of lies that circle around as truth in our world today. Now, all the major religions admit that there was a worldwide flood, which is Noah's flood. Having that as a reference point, anyone can sequence the events and say that such and such a thing happened so many years after the flood. In fact, it used to be the norm of reporting until the recent centuries. Now, the Muslims say that Allah destroyed the whole world with the flood. But they cannot tell you when that flood occurred because Allah intentionally hides it from them. It is the same in Hinduism and in every pagan religion as well. It helps to be vague. Then only they can tell their sweet lies. However, based on the genealogy chart of the Bible, the flood occurred in the year 3298 BC. And again, Muslims would say that Abraham built Kaaba with his son Ishmael in Arabia. This is a big question mark. Still, they don't consider that Abraham lived more than 1,000 years after the flood. Meanwhile, there were people in Arabia. Then, when did they come there? When did Allah teach them the Arabic language? Apparently, Allah's first invention was a tablet and a pen. I'm sure he interacted with people. What did he look like? Here is an Islamic scholar answering that question.
The Quran says that Allah has one eye, and another ayah says he has multiple eyes. And both of Allah's hands are right hands.
Well, this displays a particular pattern typical of pagan religions. Now, before we go there, we need to know that Lucifer, whom the Muslims call Shaitan, was once an angel of God. He was cast down upon our oceans with his companions when he rebelled against God in heaven. The Bible states the following about it.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Ever since that time, which was even before the creation of Adam and Eve, Lucifer and his demons have been operating from the oceans. In the times after Noah's flood, he sent a lot of beautiful water nymphs and weird-looking sages to influence humanity and shape the world the way he wanted it to be. For example, the Islamic Mana was a water nymph. Then there was an event connected to her when God confused the language at the Tower of Babel. It happened approximately around 3150 BC. It is in the Bible. Islamic scholar Al-Tabri explains it in detail, and even the Smithsonian Institute, which is notorious for hiding the biblical truth, admits it. But Islam would vehemently deny it because Allah has everything to do with the aftermath of this incident. Well, what happened when God confused the language was the people scattered and formed their own settlements in new lands. Maybe Lucifer thought it was the right time to move in and draw them into his net. He sent different entities from his watery abyss to different groups of people to teach them language. A well-recorded one was the case of Oannes. He was also a weird-looking person like Allah because they both came from the same abyss. According to historian Baroses, he was a fish who had a human head under its head and feet like humans. Now, there is a reason as to why these creatures of abyss have weird body parts. I have explained it in my video, Devil's Body Shop. Please watch that as well. Now, Oannes emerged from the Persian Gulf at the border of Babylon, exactly where this confusion had taken place. He taught the Sumerians the language as well as everything needed for the smooth running of the society. By the way, The details I'm sharing here were compiled from the inscriptions on the ritual tubs and sculptures of the Sumerian temples by historian Berosus. And in a similar manner, at the very same time frame, Lucifer the Shaitan sent Allah to the Arabs to teach them the Arabic language. So, Allah is not God as they promote him to be. It turns out that he is just another subordinate like Oannes in the devil's kingdom. I know it is shocking, but it is true, friends. If you happen to be a follower of Allah and you doubt what I say, please pray to God, our Heavenly Father, to reveal himself to you. He is not a slave master. He loves you and will reveal himself to you. Thanks for watching.